waterproofing. So waterproofing, Nick, and I know we're in agreement here, we use the same waterproofing system, is, it's hidden as a client, as a homeowner, you can't see it, but it's by far the most important part.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A couple of misconceptions that we hear all the time is that the tile is waterproof. Well, that's not true. Tile's not waterproof. Grout certainly is not waterproof, and most tile has a grout joint. So certainly water gets through the grout joint. But even tile itself is not completely waterproof. It's permeable. So your shower has to be waterproofed before you tile it. You can't rely on the tile for your waterproofing. And that's kind of a common misconception. Down here, even, I run into tile installers who have that misconception. Any thoughts on that, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a good waterproofing system for any shower, you're just leaving yourself open to so much risk. I mean, not only can obviously you have water getting behind the tile, but into whatever is down below your shower. If your bathroom is up above your kitchen and you have leaking, that can make its way through the ceiling, cause mold issues. There's just so many issues that if you don't have a good base, a good foundation for a tiled shower, then you're leaving yourself up to some serious risk of paying even more to end up redoing that shower, or your contractor that you're using is leaving themselves up to risk as far as warranty of a leaking shower, that stuff too.
Yeah, I would say probably maybe 20%, 25% of the bathroom projects we do, it's because there was a shower leak. The old shower construction wasn't proper. There was a slow leak. You don't know it for years, but they call us because they have a leak. It results in tearing out the existing shower, and then we're tearing out the shower. Why don't we redo the whole bath? So it's a fairly common occurrence. Old school, we're going to go through what's kind of been historically the way we waterproof showers, called a water in, water out system. Down here, I would say the vast majority of showers are built this way. Even today, a lot of contractors still building showers this way. And then there's a system that Nick, you and I prefer, which is a sealed shower system. We like a company that called Schluter Systems that makes a very good sealed system.
That's the only way that we'll do our showers up here is using their system.
Yeah, we're pretty much Schluter only. Andrew's very familiar with the old Schluter guys. The orange stuff, if you've ever seen it on HTTV, a lot of people just call it the orange stuff. It is orange, like really, really orange, like glaze orange.
Yeah.
But there's other ones, like we've used the Weedy system, also very good, different pros and cons, just, different. Noble makes a sealed system. There's a couple companies that do it well, but Schluter really, I think, has got it nailed. But first, the old school system. If you've ever seen a shower built, sort of the traditional way, Nick, this is how it's done, right? You got a concrete slab here. Up there, up north, you guys might have a wood subfloor. Right. But you have this thick PVC mat that gets put down. And that PVC mat is obviously waterproof. And you can see they take it 6 inches up the wall. And that creates a shower pan, a waterproof shower pan. Makes sense. The problem with that PVC pan, though, is you can't put tile on that pan, right? Tile won't stick to that PVC liner. So you got to create something that tile will stick through. So what they do is they pack mortar, which is basically sand and cement, in there. And that's how they shape the bowl of the shower. You can see it here in this left-hand picture. That little green line is kind of your PVC pan. And that thick gray layer right here, that is your mortar bed. It's anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches thick in most showers. And that's what creates the slope for the shower pan. It also provides something for the tile to stick to. Anything to add to that sort of old school shower construction?
No, that you probably know more about that construction system than I do at this point. We've just been doing Schluter for so long, actually ever since I've been with the company.
Since you worked there, yeah. We've been doing Schluter for almost a decade, so it's similar. But there are still a lot of guys who are using the system. There's nothing completely horrible about it. Obviously, it's worked for a lot of years, but it does have some drawbacks. One of the main drawbacks, it's a little hard to see. You can see the wrinkles in the corners here. this is a square sheet of PVC. When you get to corners, you have to fold it and build it up to make it fit in those corners. It creates a lot of awkward places that now you've got to smooth out before you tile. You've got to find a way to work around that because your tile wall has to be flat. It
Yeah,
also,
that's just the pan too. I mean, you still have to waterproof the walls and
right.
do
Yeah.
all of that.
This is just the pan. These walls have nothing on them.
Yeah.
That's a real good point. So you've got these sort of wrinkles to deal with. You can also see the waterproof pan only goes 6 inches, or like over here for some reason in this corner, it's kind of weird. Doesn't seem to go up as high. There's just a lot of room for error in this. And now you've got to waterproof the walls. Well, then how do you get the waterproofing on the pan to seal to the waterproofing on the wall? They're two different materials. Well, you can't. So that's like a little bit of an awkward connection. A lot of guys historically don't waterproof walls. They just throw up backer board and tile them, which is not really a great way to do it, but it's a very common way of doing it. A lot of people think green board, green drywall, which is a mold resistant drywall, is waterproof. And as long as you use green board in the shower, you're fine. That's not true. If you get green board wet, it falls apart just like regular drywall. It's just more resistant to moisture than your standard sort of gray colored drywall. So that should still be waterproofed. The other issue with this PVC pan, the biggest issue for me, well, I guess really there's two things. One, that mortar bed. You've got this big, thick mortar bed here. And what happens is, over time, water seeps through these grout joints. It soaks that mortar bed. But because there's a PVC pan down here and a relatively impermeable tile on top, that mortar bed never dries out, ever. It stays wet and mold just grows in that mortar bed. So if you've ever had a shower that you've cleaned and you've cleaned and you've cleaned and you just can't seem to get those grout joints clean, they're always dirty, they always look moldy. It's because that mold, you're not cleaning the surface mold, all that mold is growing right from underneath your shower. And Andrew can speak to this. I'm not sure we've ever done a demo of a traditional shower pan where that hasn't been just riddled black with mold. It's just a very common.
Yeah, it's every time we take one out, we see it every single time. It's almost a guarantee when we're ripping something out that's been in there for a few years.
Yeah, they're gross. The other thing I don't like about these PVC pans is, this pan liner has to go in right away. And then you've got guys stomping on it you can see guys have walked on this one. You got guys coming in and out, stomping on it. Someone's got to get in here and nail up some backer board. They drop a nail, they drop a tool, and they put a hole in that pan, and then nobody notices. The shower gets finished, and now you've got a pan with a hole in it. You don't realize it. They also, when they hang their backer board, the backer board has to come down all the way to the shower floor. So that last 6 inches, how do you put a nail in that last 6 inches and not penetrate that pan and create a hole in your shower? Good. I mean, I'm asking because I don't know. I mean, you can't. So you wind up with the bottom part of your shower not being secured, or some guys just go ahead and drive a nail through the pan. You see that all the time too. So it has some inherent problems. It's not that you can't do a shower well this way. A lot more challenging though than a sealed shower system. So with a sealed shower system, you can still do a traditional mud pan if you want that 2-inch thick concrete pan. But then we use this orange stuff. It's a waterproofing membrane. That goes right on top of your shower pan and waterproofs it. And that's tileable. This membrane is tileable, so tile sticks right to it. So a few advantages. One, we put that orange stuff on the walls and the floor and over your curb, and it all gets glued together and it creates one big sealed barrier. So your shower is 100% waterproof all the way around. It even seals very nicely to the drain. I really like the drain system on these showers. You put it in and then you immediately tile. So there's no chance of nails or tools being dropped on it. It goes in very quick, goes in very easy. It's easy to cut and install. All around, I think just a better system. Installers love it. We think it performs fantastic. Like you said, Nick, we don't do it any other way.
Yeah. I mean, no hassle with mixing up any of the mortar or anything like that. all the seams. They get their own special tape that Schluter in this case makes, or I'm sure the other brands as well too, that kind of seals those two panels, because the panels come only so large, but you seal the seam between the two and make that joint waterproof between them. And that's the same thing from the floor to the wall transition. I think it's made out of a material called polystyrene, so it's very lightweight, easy to transport, easy to cut to the shapes that you need. They have a whole bunch of different shapes for the bases as well too. So it really is a very well thought out system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's been around for 30, 40 years. It's not like this is a new thing on the market. It's relatively new to the US market. I got first certified in Schluter about 10 years ago. And I was literally, I remember being the only guy in town using it. Building inspectors didn't know what to do with it. They would come over and see my showers and just they were like, "What is this?" And I'd be like, "It's a shower. What are you talking about?" And but we fill the pan with water. We do the traditional water test, and they would just kind of look at it and like splash the water with their hand, and they would go, "Well, it seems to be working." And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's great." They were like, "Okay, you pass." But now a lot of people know about it. Now it's a lot more common. It's been on HGTV, and you're seeing it kind of everywhere. It also has the advantage, since that membrane is tileable, you don't have that thick layer where water can collect and you get mold issues. So it's just a great shower system.
Another good point of that system as well is it's also vapor proof. It's a vapor barrier. So the steam from your shower won't penetrate through the grout and start to collect inside your wall cavity and create mildew inside the wall cavity as well. So that's another added benefit to using this sealed shower system as well.
Yeah, so one way to think about this is this orange stuff. I call it Gore-Tex for your shower. So it's water impermeable, but it's breathable. It's vapor permeable. And here's an important point with your home. Your home has to be vapor permeable. Your home has to be able to, it's not really breathing. They call it breathing. That's a common way of describing it. But there's humidity outside your home. There's humidity inside your home. Those levels of humidity are very different. That creates vapor pressure. That vapor pressure needs a way to equalize, or it can cause some real problems in a shower, for the exterior of your home, all around. And so this stuff is vapor permeable. It allows vapor to penetrate through. But if vapor gets behind your wall because your exterior wall system isn't working properly, that vapor can breathe through your shower system and doesn't cause any problems. So that's a bit technical when it comes to permeability, but it's another nice advantage to the system. You'll see some, I don't know what you want to call them, chuck with the truck, uneducated guys doing their showers for the first time, don't really know what they're doing. We'll try and use things like plastic. It seems like it would make sense. Oh, I'll waterproof my shower with 2 mil plastic. That's got to be great, right? No, it's not great, because it's not vapor. It's not vapor permeable, and that will cause a lot of mold and rot issues in your shower. Same with the outside of a house. You don't want to use plastic to waterproof your house. You want to use something vapor permeable. So that's a real good point, Andrew. They also one thing I've always liked about Schluter is they have square drains, which for years and years and years, all the shower drains were round, which I've never understood, because all tile is square. And so you wind up tiling a shower floor, and now you've got to cut this round hole in a square thing to get it to fit around that drain. These are nice, they're square, and they're actually modular. They're designed to fit with common tile sizes, which is also, it's kind of nice. So that's your waterproofing system. A little technical, but Nick, super important when it comes to building a shower, and often overlooked.